Hey, ugly. Hurry up and clean up.
After my daughter's birthday celebration, immediately after my parents had left, my husband, who always puts up a good front, said this to me.
I'm exhausted from dealing with your parents, so clean up quickly. By the way, that old raccoon dog looks just like you. Is that why you're so ugly too?
Wait a minute. Are you calling my father an old raccoon dog?
Yes, I am. And that meddlesome woman. Why bother with cooking when you can just give money instead? Hey, throw that dish away because I don't want to have to deal with leftovers.
I can't believe you would say that about not only my father but my mother as well. I can't throw away my mom's cooking. I'll eat it. You don't have to. I told him in a tearful voice, and my husband just chuckled.
You still want to eat? That's why you're getting fat. It's embarrassing to have a fat and ugly wife. Lose some weight.
I reached my limit at this moment. Insulted as fat and ugly, with my beloved parents also being ridiculed, I no longer wanted this husband who was all about appearances only. At that moment, I made up my mind. I was determined to show this superficial husband a thing or two. Little did I know at that time that an unexpected opportunity would come my way 6 months later. My name is Rebecca, and I'm 32 years old. I'm a working mother, raising our 3-year-old daughter. My husband's name is Roy. We met at a so-called speed dating event. I'm a bit shy, introverted, and a bit on the plump side. Because of my personality, I lack self-confidence. So even at the speed dating event I attended upon a friend's invitation, I couldn't bring myself to approach anyone. It was Roy, who later became my husband, who approached me as I stood nervously in a corner of the event venue. He was a businessman, working for a large corporation. Roy, with his refreshing appearance and cheerful demeanor, was quite popular at these speed dating events. But for some reason, he noticed me.
Rebecca, I'd like to talk with you more. Would you like to go out for a meal sometime?
Roy said this with a smile, which appeared very dazzling to me. Afterward, Roy and I started dating right away. Roy has been unquestionably kind to me during our relationship. He treated me with kindness and charm. So, I was very happy when he proposed after a year and a half of dating.
Rebecca, please marry me. I'll make you happy for the rest of your life.
Thank you, Roy. I'm so happy. And so, Roy and I got engaged. After that, we received approval from his parents. And the next step was to visit my parents. My parents are a wealthy couple who run a company together. They loved me very much as their only daughter. They welcomed Roy with great joy.
Rebecca, I can't believe you brought such a wonderful young man.
Truly, he's kind and smart. I'm so proud that someone like him is marrying you, Rebecca. Roy behaved with modesty and charm in front of my parents. I was watching their behavior with joy. Later, Roy and I tied the knot. It was right after the wedding that I noticed his discomfort. It happened when we were celebrating with gifts at Roy's company housing, which would be our new home. When I opened the gift envelope from my parents, I found a surprising $6,700 inside. Hey, Roy, it seems my parents included $6,700 in the envelope. I was surprised, and when I mentioned it, Roy raised an eyebrow.
$6,700? Is that all? He's the president. He should have given me more.
Huh?
Your parents are surprisingly stingy. Well, I'll take what I can get,
I was surprised by Roy saying such a thing. Normally, he would say something like,
"So much. I should be thankful for your father and mother,"
or something like that. I was trying to convince myself at the time that there must be some mistake. However, Roy gradually began to reveal his true nature. While he remained the same kind and perfect young man to outsiders, it was only in front of me that he underwent a complete transformation. Before we got married, he had promised to share the household chores, but Roy didn't do any housework at all.
"Since we're married, household chores are the wife's responsibility."
Saying that, he dumped everything on me. Furthermore, inside the house, it was a barrage of criticism. He would belittle everyone, from his colleagues and superiors at work to people we passed on the street. During our courtship, I had never heard him speak ill of anyone. What was this change all about? I endured this arrogant attitude of Roy's while handling all the housework. On the other hand, there was some good news. It turned out that I was pregnant just 6 months after getting married. "Hey, Roy, it seems like I'm pregnant."
"What? Really? Way to go, Rebecca."
It seemed like Roy genuinely rejoiced at my pregnancy, and he immediately called our parents to share the news. Watching him in that moment, I thought maybe Roy will return to being the kind husband he used to be. Surely it would be like that. However, that hope was soon shattered. Roy was cold even to me when I started experiencing morning sickness.
"Are you sleeping again? Even if you're pregnant, you're slacking off on household chores too much, aren't you?"
Roy said this to me as I lay on the bed, feeling sick. In response, I told him, "I'm really struggling with morning sickness, and I can't eat properly. I think I could manage to eat Jell-O." I thought he might buy some Jell-O for me, so I said it with that tiny bit of hope. However, he immediately contorted his face.
"Huh? What's with that tone? Do you really think I'd go out and buy Jell-O for you? Cut it out with the whining."
Saying this, he continued to have his meal, leaving me disappointed. A few days later, Melinda, an older woman who lived in the same company housing as Roy and was the wife of his boss, approached me. "I heard that you're pregnant, Rebecca. Congratulations." "Oh, thank you. It's still early." "Morning sickness must be tough, right? I heard that from your husband when I met him the other day. He told me that he's doing all the household chores, even searching for and buying Jell-O for you. What a great husband he is." Huh? Even during morning sickness, I was made to do all the housework, and he didn't even buy Jell-O for me. Melinda continued, disregarding my feelings. "You're such a fortunate woman to have such a great husband, Rebecca. Oh, by the way, I have a 1-year-old daughter too. When your child is born, we should become mom friends, okay?" Yes, I'd love to. Thank you very much." I couldn't believe that Roy was telling such lies outside. I was truly getting frustrated. Afterward, I gave birth safely, and we had a lovely baby girl whom we named Monica. When my parents came to meet Monica for the first time, there was this conversation.
"Roy, Rebecca, congratulations. She's such a cute little girl."
"Knowing you, Roy, we don't need to worry about parenting. Please take care of Rebecca and Monica." Roy responded to my parents with a smile.
"Yes, I even took paternity leave, so you can leave it to me. I'll do my best with parenting."
"Oh my, you took paternity leave?"
"My wife and daughter are my treasures, so I have to work hard to be a dedicated father." Rebecca, you really are a lucky woman.
All I could do at that moment was force a smile. Later, when parenting began, Roy predictably did nothing. Even when Monica cried, he wouldn't pick her up, nor would he change her diapers. Moreover, taking advantage of his paternity leave, he started going out frequently. One day, when Roy returned home, I was changing Monica's diaper.
Hey, I'm back.
Welcome back. Where did you go today?
What? Surfing. There were great waves today.
While I spent the entire day taking care of Monica and doing housework, he had gone surfing. As I quietly continued my tasks, Roy seemed irritated and said,
Hey, the master of the house is back, so how about serving a beer or something?
Can't you see what I'm doing? I'm in the middle of changing the diaper now.
That can wait. Come on, hurry up and get me a beer.
I sighed, stood up, and got Roy a beer. As time went by, I returned to work, and we enrolled Monica in a nearby daycare. Living in the same company housing, I had the chance to become friends with Melinda, the wife of Roy's boss, and with Haley, another one of his colleague's wife. One day when I was picking up Monica, Haley said, Rebecca, your husband, it's so kind of him to take Monica to daycare every morning. My husband would never think of doing such a thing. It's true that Roy had taken it upon himself to take Monica to daycare every morning. Melinda, with a smile on her face, added, Moreover, Roy greets us cheerfully every morning. When I praised him and said he's amazing, he replied like this. My wife and daughter are my treasures, he said. He's a truly wonderful husband. Perhaps my husband is trying to create the impression of being an involved father by taking on the responsibility of dropping off our child at this daycare, which is frequented by many residents of our company housing. If that's the case, it's too calculating. However, I couldn't say much thanks to them, so I had to force a smile. On Monica's second birthday, my parents came to celebrate with us. On that day, Roy's outward appearance was perfect, and we had a pleasant time together. My parents left, but after watching their car drive away, Roy said this to me.
Hey, you, ugly, hurry up and clean up.
Huh? Although I had experienced his arrogant attitude before, he had never called me ugly.
I'm exhausted from dealing with your parents. Hurry up and clean. By the way, that old raccoon dog looks just like you. Is that why you're so ugly too?
Hold on. When you say that old raccoon dog, are you talking about my father?
Yeah, but it's true, isn't it? And that meddling hag. Why bother with cooking when you can just give money instead? Hey, get rid of that food. I don't want leftovers.
To insult not only my father, but also my mother like this? I can't throw away my mother's cooking. I'll eat it so you don't have to. With a teary voice, I declared this, and Roy sneered.
Still planning to eat, huh? That's why you're getting fat. It's embarrassing to have a fat and ugly wife. Lose weight, you fatso.
Insulted as fat and ugly, with my beloved parents also being ridiculed, I no longer wanted this husband who was all about appearances only. At that moment, I made a determination to show him what I'm capable of. Afterward, I purchased a voice recorder and started recording Roy's actions and words. Unbeknownst to him, the audio files started piling up. Roy continued to display his arrogant attitude at home. I recorded everything meticulously, including him calling me names like ugly, fat, and incompetent, insulting my parents, berating colleagues and superiors in our house, and treating Monica coldly. 6 months later, an unexpected opportunity arose to present this evidence. Roy, it seems there's a sports school event for Monica coming up. What are you going to do?
It's a hassle, but of course I'm going. I have to keep up my image as an involved dad.
I secretly smiled. On the day of Monica's sports event, we were joined by my parents, and I saved seats in the same tent with my mom friends, Melinda and Haley.
Well, Rebecca, your husband is here too. Truly, he's quite an involved dad. I envy you. My husband is just sleeping at home.
Melinda and Haley kept praising Roy, and he delivered his usual line.
Well, my wife and daughter are my treasures.
At that moment, I decided it was time to drop a bombshell. This guy might be saying these things now, but he's terrible at home, you know. He calls me ugly and fat, and he doesn't show any affection for Monica either.
Really? Is that so?
Hey, what are you talking about?
My mom's friends and my parents were surprised, and Roy was clearly flustered.
Hey, come on, don't make up such baseless things. What's gotten into you, Rebecca?
At that moment, I pressed the play button on the voice recorder at the perfect timing, and Roy's insults echoed throughout the tent.
Hey, ugly, where's my beer? Maybe our daughter's clumsy because she takes after you. Your parents are really clueless. They're so annoying.
As the tent fell silent, my mom friends and parents were wide-eyed. That's when Monica innocently said,
Daddy calls Mommy ugly, right? And he often tells me to go away because I'm bothering him. Daddy has never played with me.
Monica's words sent a shiver through the tent. Roy tried to grab my voice recorder in a panic, but this time I played another audio file.
I got approached by that Melinda woman at the daycare again. I think she likes other men. Well, her husband is a bad boss. He can't do his job, and on top of that, he's bald. With him, it's no wonder if she's looking at someone else's husband. Your mom friend Haley, her husband started the same year as me. He's a slow learner, and everyone makes fun of him. He'll never get promoted with that kind of incompetence. Plus, his wife is ugly. It's really quite pitiful.
Both of my mom friends were left with their mouths wide open. While it might be expected to hear your own shortcomings and your spouse's criticized, hearing it so explicitly was another matter.
Hey, stop it!
With a voice that was almost a scream, Roy raised his voice to stop me. At that point, I pushed it further by playing another audio file.
Hey, ugly, do you know why I married you?
Huh?
That's because your family has money. I thought I could get some cash with that old raccoon man as the president, but the financial support was less than I expected.
We're already married and independent.
Is that terrible cook of a mother of yours cutting off the funds? Both of your parents are so stingy. That's all you can get, so you better squeeze more money out of them.
After playing that far, Roy finally took the voice recorder from me. However, it was too late by then. The two mom friends were glaring at Roy, whispering to each other in hushed voices. My parents were looking at Roy with reddened faces, and that's when my father spoke up.
Roy, what's the meaning of this? Well, it's not what you think. It's a fabrication by Rebecca. There's no doubt it was your voice, and Monica also testified. I never thought you were that kind of guy. I've been completely deceived. Dad.
That's when my mother took mine and Monica's hands.
Starting today, Rebecca and Monica will be coming home with us.
Huh? Rebecca, come on, say something. Are you planning to leave me?
At that moment, I said firmly, I'm sick and tired of a man like you. All appearance and no substance. We're getting a divorce. Get ready to pay alimony and child support. You hear me? And so, leaving behind my bewildered husband, we all walked away. Later, my parents hired a lawyer, and I was able to divorce Roy on favorable terms. He paid me $14,000 in emotional distress damages, and I received a significant portion of the property division. We also agreed on $540 per month in child support. My mom friends told their own husbands about his true nature. Roy got the cold shoulder at work. He was eventually relegated to a back office department by Melinda's husband, who was his boss. Now he says he's being ostracized by his peers. However, he has to pay child support for Monica. It's said that he has to continue working tirelessly under extremely difficult conditions. But I don't feel any sympathy for Roy. I just hope he works like a horse to pay Monica's child support. On the other hand, I have returned to my parents' home with Monica and I'm peacefully raising her. My parents also help with childcare. My mom friends continue to be friendly as they were before, and I'm grateful for that. I look forward to my daughter's growth. I want to work hard and live life with a positive attitude as I move forward.